excuse me, rattly voice. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith. Tuesday afternoon, we do our 420 stream every single week. We got a ton of requests to get to. My, what the difference a few day makes. I've got a big list of stuff to look through. So let's not waste a bunch of time, shall we? Welcome to Crypto Before Dark, not After Dark. I hope everybody had a good week. When we left off, things were much different than they are now. From the change that we had from Tuesday to Thursday and then back to Tuesday again, there's been so much wonkiness and back and forth in the charts. It's been extremely problematic for me. I would probably assume extremely problematic for you too. Sorry, missed the jazz, but there it is now. Got it fired up, so we got some jazz to listen to. Slow listening on today's Tuesday afternoon. So let me get into it. First, I'll do Bitcoin. Then we'll go down the list. It's a monster list. No more requests, please. I can't add any more in. I've got, I think, 27 now. So that's going to be a ton already. So let's crack through them, shall we? I'm going to do Bitcoin down low frame and then a little bit higher time frame. We'll do our normal thing where we record XRP like we always do and post it up to the world to see. One step at a time, right? I think there's a couple we're reserved for maybe Thursday. We'll see. All right. First, I want you to see Bitcoin's 1 hour chart here. And this is why it's important. I've been posting about this for days and days and days and days on end, right? You may or may not have seen it. Right? You may or may not have seen it, but I've been doing this for days and days and days, posting this information, which is essentially where the shorts are coming in and where the longs are coming in. If you don't know what that means, that's where the buyers are, the longs, and the shorts, the sellers. You can see this by pointing out the lower highs and the higher highs and the lower lows and the higher lows along the way. I don't have the HLs and the HHs drawn out here for you, right? Higher low, higher high. But what I do have drawn out for you is all the different levels where the shorts keep piling in. Essentially what has to happen here is you have to have more sellers than buyers, and that has to have happened for consecutive times in a row, over and over again. Whether that be the 1 hour, the daily, the weekly, it doesn't matter. It has to happen for consecutive ones over and over and over. Enough so that you change the trend from an uptrend, which we did have, into a downtrend, which we are in now. As you can see, what was higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, equal high, low, lower high, lower low, higher low, equal high, equal low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. We're kind of doing what happened right here again, aren't we? It's a little bit cleaner, but it's pretty much the same darn thing. However, still under trend. It's a matter of fact, the only thing that we have left to clear here is this red trend line. That'll also be the most difficult thing to clear. So that might take a little bit of time to work its way out. We have seen improvement from what was ugly looking on Thursday to now Tuesday. Things have gotten a little better. That doesn't entail that things are great, because they're still not. We still see seller pressure coming in here right now as we speak. As a matter of fact, it started last hour. What's up, Brandful? Sorry, I just ate a burger. I got food in my teeth. I can feel it. Sorry. Oh, I got you.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I know, dude. Come on, Keith. Not the point. Point is here, we got one more big hurdle to jump, and that's that trend line. Once we break that trend line, the next reasonable place where shorts have piled in is where New York opened on Thursday and just obliterated things. That's where things got really ugly right before the stream, right? That was the same day of the stream. Anyway, we haven't challenged that area yet. In fact, we've only started to challenge a lot of the fair value gap that goes back up here to this high, aka the hard fall that we haven't retraced yet. It's just a rebranded term. We haven't challenged it, and until we challenge it, we haven't broken the trend, and until we break the trend, it's still a maybe. All right. That being said, let's step back a little bit and look at daily, and we shall. All right, here's the daily chart. From when we failed this trend line that you see here, and we started this downtrend that we have here. Let's make that line red because it's a downtrend. Yep. Since we've started this downtrend and haven't broken out, we continue to wait. I know it looks tempting, seeing as how it's thrown a few green days in a row, but quite often the most terrible things you could do are tempting before they're things. So be careful here, because if you look on the daily, she's still in the wait a minute zone in between the 8 EMA, the green line, and the 21 EMA, the purple line. If you don't know why they're green and purple and you want to add it yourself, here's how you do it. Go to indicators, type in EMA. Now you can use the ones that are on here. Your choice. I make them green and purple. Why? Green is for buy. If I get 2 candles consecutively over the green line, closed, finished for the day, that's a buy signal. If I get the green line over the purple line, that's a buy signal. What do we have? We have green over the purple. We do not have 2 over the green. We have 50% of what we need, but not all of it yet. And as you see, if we were to get those couple candles over that 8 EMA, it would be on the other side of this trend line, meaning a trend break, meaning we likely run to those highs up there to where the New York open shorts came from. Now you can kind of see all this stuff unfolding little by little. There's my Bitcoin take for now. I'm going to move on because I got a ton of different ones to go through. Let's mark them off here. All right. Let's go to EWT. This was requested, by the way, and I don't remember everyone who requested them. I'm sorry. A lot of y'all request stuff. That's not. EWT USD. There we go. Energy World token. All right, so she's still well over the 8, still over the 21. You've got a golden cross coming up here. Very cool. When we get that golden cross, that golden cross should continue to be bullish longer term. Maybe not right now, but longer term. You do challenge the local high here a lot. What I just talked about on Bitcoin, the New York shorts. Same thing here. You've challenged this high, although there is no futures market for this one. Not the point. Point is, it got up there and gave it a test. Now we need to see it close above it, which it has not done yet. It's failed to do so multiple days in a row now, but doesn't mean the gains aren't still there. If you look at the MACD and the RSI, they're both trending downwards, so be careful. While it is not a sale, it is a day where taking profits may be a good idea for you. Not financial advice. Do whatever you think's best for you, but she's not a sale. She's not a sale. It's not a buy. There is some sale pressure right here on the 100 moving average weekly. That's why I say maybe some take profits would be best, and potentially rebuy a little lower maybe, but that's up to you. All right, render. Pull her up, Keith. Bow. There we go. All right, render. Underneath the 100 moving average, underneath the 8, underneath the 21, underneath the 50, underneath the 200. Sorry. Until I see some improvement, she's a nah for me, big dog. All right, Tailcoin. I have this one fired up over here on my list because I watch this one all the time. Cool. Look what's happened here as opposed to what we just saw with render. Over the EMA for the first candle. We need another one. This is only number 1. I need number 2. We are in the wait a minute zone, as you see there. Can't really see very well. By the way, somebody give me an audio check. Let me know if my microphone's not loud enough and or you can't hear me. Because it may be a situation where you can't. I don't want to sit here and talk like an idiot if you can't hear me. But over the 8 EMA for the first candle, I still need another one. But improvement. It needs to still go a little farther. So, with a caveat that comes in if we get a little bit more. A little bit more. Orca. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Brandful. How many other influencers mention the people in the chat constantly and say their names and say thank you and appreciate you watching and everything else? Not very many. I'm just saying. Maybe you're watching the wrong people everywhere else.
Come on, man.
Wrong.
I know.
Bruh.
All right, so underneath the 50, underneath the 821 here for Orca, underneath the 200, you are over the 100, and I bet you these Bollinger Bands are tight. They are. They're tightening as we speak. There may be a little bit more tightening here. This is still a no for me. If I were buying it, it would still be a no based on the fact that it hasn't quite gotten over the hump. I would feel much safer above that 200 moving average. Velo, I was just looking at this one this morning. How are you looking at it, Keith? Well, I'm a buyer. I buy stuff. Then I sell stuff. That's what I do. Here's my old entry. Never deleted that. It's like to leave stuff on there and look at my failures sometimes. Underneath the 50 and 100, you threw a wick. You are 2 candles over the 8 EMA still, but you do not have an 821 cross, so you're halfway there, but not there yet. Also, the 50 moving average, if you wanted to split it into thirds, 2 over the 8 for 1, 8 over 21 for 2, and then over the 50 moving average for 3. You got 1 out of 3 here. So not necessarily a, but not necessarily a, it's close, right? It's close. The other day had some very ugly effects for a lot of coins. And a lot of these low cap alts really took a punch in the face. H-bar. H-bar. All right. Still underneath the EMA here, underneath the 21, the 50, the 100, the 200. Sorry. This one's a no until I see more improvement. Uniswap. This one's interesting because today things changed. All right. So, as opposed to what I just showed you with H-bar, look at the difference in Uniswap over the 50 moving average, over the 821 EMA, with a green 821 EMA cross, over the 100 moving average, sitting on support, only need to get by that slope downtrend you see there, and the 200 moving average still remains the target at roughly 935 to 940. Just depends on where it ends up. It's somewhere up there near that 200 moving average. This is one of the better looking ones that we've seen so far on the stream. What's up, King of Light? Missed you, brother. Where you been? It's one of those few that has a good look and hasn't really rolled over and quit yet in the face of many, many others falling off very aggressively, right? So let's keep an eye on it and watch it. This one is one to watch, and it's one of the better looking ones. Honestly, I like this one a lot better than most. All right. Let's all do our absolute favorite. You guys know it. XRP.
Come on, man.
Bruh.
I know.
Wrong.
I know. I know.
Gotcha, bitch.
I know.
Bloody fuck you, bloody.
I know. I know. Hate me. It's fine. If you need someone to hate and I'm the guy you want to hate, brother, I'm here for it. It's all right. But I don't hate you. I'm on your team. I own a ton of XRP. But I live in reality, not a delusion. So I know there's times and places for hopium, and it ain't in investing. All right? It ain't with investing. Sports teams, have all the hopium you want. You know what's going to happen, right? Yeah, you know what's going to happen. But when it comes to investing, throw in your hopium and you just lose money. You might get lucky every once in a while, but you'll lose way more than you win. And eventually that ball will roll back and knock you over. So how does the XRP chart look? Well, over the last couple of days, there's been improvement after this very, very ugly fall off. I told you, as long as it holds $2, I was staying in. It held $2. I would really like to see it clear these moving averages. That is spooky that it's sitting underneath them like that. And it's honestly pretty darn risky. What are the odds it closes over it today and or tomorrow? I would give it a 40% chance. What are the odds it's closed over by the stream on Thursday? 25% chance. So Thursday will be a better tale. How about the cloud? Well, she's trying to get out of the cloud now. Like I said, there's improvement there. You're still red on the cloud. That's a no. Your price is almost out of the cloud, but it's not yet. You've got the red over the blue. That's upside down. You need the blue over the red. That's conversion and baseline. And then the lag line is underneath the candles. Sorry, best bet on this one is to perhaps log off. Sorry. I'm here for it, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm in this. A little bit of improvement goes a long way, right? If this thing turns the corner, jumps back over the cloud, which is also, relatively speaking, the same area as the moving averages, we got a lot more looks here that are better than bad. It's still the first of the month, right? So don't be all panicky about it. But that also doesn't mean hodl forever, because likely you're not going to make money doing that either. So I'm cool with it. I'm going to leave it be for another couple of days. Again, as long as we're over $2, I'm all right. That's where my risk is a little bit too much. And everything else is kind of cruising. We'll recheck on this one Thursday. If possible, could I chart quant? I don't know if I'll be able to, because I got 27 more already, which is crazy. People always get super pressed when I do XRP and when I talk about DAG. Realistically speaking, everyone who's watching this, do me a favor. I don't care whether it was a yes or no. I want you to tell me, did I shit on DAG? Or did I just say what the chart said? What did I do? You tell me. If I'm wrong, that's fine. Again, I want everybody to win here, and you guys know that, but tell me what you think in the chat. Do you think I shit on DAG? I'd love to know, because it's nothing personal. So let's go on to ADA. I say that because I want the data to see who actually thinks that, or are they just the person who said that just in their feelings. I think I know the answer, but again, I don't know, so I'm asking. All right, Cardano, unfortunately, you're still in the cloud on the price. The cloud's still green, that's good, but you've swapped red over blue. That's no bueno. And you got the lag line kind of sticking out the back of the candles there. Sorry, but this is 3 out of 4 no on the Ichimoku cloud. How about movement averages? Well, guess what? Just as bad there. You're underneath the 8, 21, 50, and 100 moving averages. The only thing you're not under is, well, no, you're under everything. The 200 moving average is up there as well. So that's going nowhere fast. Weekly, you got support down here about 64 and a half, call it 65 cents. So the moving averages are kind of pinching, and this thing's going to have to make a decision one way or the other in the next couple weeks. Right now, things look a little grim. I don't like it back testing moving averages. That looks more like it's leaning that way to me. I just accidentally drew a wiener. My bad.
Damn.
I know. But either way, that looks like that's going that way until I see better. Aave. All right. Again, talked about this one this morning too. Kind of caught my eye when I looked at it. Some other people have shared it, but I guess whenever it scrolls through your own feed, you look at it and go, ooh. You know what I mean? So I looked at this one this morning with a little bit different eye. Aave, you've got what I was talking about you don't have on the others. Look at this. We're over the 821 EMA here, still cleanly. It got into the wait a minute zone, but just as the wait a minute zone should have done, acted as support over the 200. That's great. You've got the 50 moving average rapidly approaching the 200 moving average. That'll be a golden cross when it gets there, which would say we probably have more up or sideways and not so much down, waiting on this cross to happen. All right, 100 moving average is way down there, so it's kind of out of the picture in general. I want you to note you have a bullish engulfing on the weekly right here. Obviously, you'd want to see it close higher. You want to see it close at about 271. Anything above 270 would be a higher high for the weekly, and that would lead to more gains heading up there towards Sniper's Alley. One step at a time, though, right? That's long. The end of the week's still a long way away. We're only on day 2. But for now, this is a pretty good look. Better than most. Ape. All right. Okay, so Ape, over the last couple weeks, has consolidated pretty hard here over top of the 821 EMA. That typically means that there's a higher time frame move happening, and that's exactly what we see here if we flip the weekly. You're coming off the 8 EMA, you're over the 21, and you're kind of aiming for the 50, which is about 0.83 to 0.84, call it 0.85, somewhere in that range, right? A nice even round number is usually better, and 85 is just a multiple of 5. That's why I'm doing that. The 100 moving average up there would be a target eventually, but it would have to cross a couple hurdles first. Daily, same story there with the 200 moving average being right about where the 100 moving average was for the weekly. They're actually the same exact line. So roughly call it 85. I think that's a fair range, 0.83 to 0.85, roughly 85. In time, I think it gets there. Will it go all at once? It's consolidated pretty hard so far. So I would think it probably drags ass to the end of the week. We'll see. We recheck on this one on Thursday. Put a mark beside it because it's one I want to look at, and it's got a pretty good look. Syrup. Let me get something to drink real quick. By the way, got everybody in the chat on the screen, by the way. If you would please do me a solid. It costs absolutely nothing to hit like, bro. Hit like and follow. Hit like and subscribe. All right. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We do these streams twice a week, and I want everybody to see as much as they can, man. You know, hey, come on in. Why not? It doesn't cost $1 to sit here and watch this, right? It's charts. It's data. It's objective analysis, not subjective analysis. I'm not going to give you my feelings about any of these charts. It's all data and facts, and then putting it into the machine and seeing what comes out. And that's what we do on a daily basis over and over again. Like, again, hit like, come hang out, man. Costs nothing to. Let's jump in the chat real quick. Cowbunga Joe, what's up, brother? Ira Heisen, I'm sorry. Matthew Richards, what's good? Nelson, what's up, Nelson? How you? Sebi, what's up? Got you. Wesley Hart, check Dynex, I got you. He said, I got in using the strategy you taught me about 0.04. It seems it may give me a little return. I did do a lot about. I did do a lot because still learning your process. My cousin led me to you. Nice, bro. Tell your cousin I said, hey, what's up, dude? We'll look at it. D Flav says, good evening. What's up, bro? Agalos, what's up? Good to see you. Aunt Mishra. Bramful, what's up? Miss Brenda, how you doing? What's up, Tari? Good to see you, Tari. Brian Wild, looking for an entry point on more for Plume. If I get time, bro, I have a ton of them already. Evernote, I don't know if I'll be able to get to it. I'll try. Crypto Big D, Dab, E. Phillips. What's up, Diego? Good to see you, bro. Nice to see some profits in 2 days. Crypto Big D cut to profits twice recently. How much profits did y'all get, bro? What's up, Ross? Good to see you, Elro. Let's see. Charts are objective. You got it, bro. Give me Zell. What's up? The Bone Thugs. Yeah, bro. I've been waiting to play that one. I only get to play it every once in a while. What's up, Grant? We got anybody over on X? Yeah, we do. Let's see. My chat isn't working right on X. I can't see this one over here. That's all right. Okay, so back to the charts. Syrup's got that similar look that Aave has. Flying high here. If it can close above the recent highs that it made up here, about 44, closing above 44 is a new high. And that new high prints another area up here toward the 1272, 1414, and 1618 at 50, 61, and 80. Call it 50, 60, 80. And 50 makes the most sense because in linear and log, you got a fib line that lines up right there. Moving averages are no help here at all. This thing is long gone from the moving averages and the price. It looked as though the RSI was falling off and the MACD, but look, that MACD is starting to converge again instead of diverging, which is good. Progress. This is one of the better looking charts I've seen. Same thing as the other one I showed you with Aave, bullish engulfing. That's a good look. ETH5. Yeah, for guys, if next time if I don't get to your request, please next time put it in the general chat of the Discord or on the post underneath the social media whenever I post it, right? Because I do it right up until time the stream starts. The requests come in, right? So be right up in time till the stream starts. And if you don't have our Discord, there's a free link on wap.com/team786. Right there is it's right there. You can see it. You all can see that. If you'll click on that, there's a general access. You're not going to get anything but general access and the instructional videos and stuff. But still, you'll be able to see every live stream that comes up and that we do on social media here. It all gets posted. Plus, I still post stuff in the general chat sometimes. Anyway, so you won't get the back door. You won't get the main chat and all the other stuff with all the other members, but you will get the general chat. ETH5. So on the weekly, looks like she's trying to fight back. That's a bullish engulfing if it can hang on. I'd like to see it get up here and challenge these highs. It, like a lot of other ones, had a really, really rough day the other day. That one day just took away so much gains. But look, the last 4 days, good power. It's trying to get back over the 8 EMA now. If it closes there today, you do have another, okay, let's go signal, or a put your 50% back in signal, because you did get 2 closes under the 21 right here. You got 2 closes under that. Once you get 2 closes under that, that's usually at least a take profit level. And then it goes right back above it. Right, I understand that, but that's risk management 101. You can't always leave all the risk on the table. Sometimes you have to take the chips off the table and put them in a little bit in your pocket, right? That's exactly what we're doing here. It is back over the 8. I like that. If it can close there, here, and then for the rest of the week, stay up here, that would be amazing. It's one of the better looking charts. Fetch. FETUSD. All right. So off the 50 moving average, over the 821, still pressing toward the 200 moving average for Fetch. This looks like it wants to give it a go. Hell of a day it's having right now. The green check marks are for the Ichimoku cloud, and they are still, well, they were 4 out of 4, but you've since lost this one right here. If you look, the blue line is under the red. That's the conversion line under the baseline. The baseline is red. You still got the candles over, the lag line over the candles. You still got a green cloud. You still have the price over the cloud. So you got 3 out of 4. You're pretty close. Yes, let's see if the last one flips back the other way. we'll get that blue over the red in the next couple of days. If not, more of the same, more sideways chop. But again, really good look. I like the power that it's trying to show. You can see how similar this one looks to ETH5 that we just did. All right, Aether. All right, good day for Aether here. My goodness. She's come up off the 8 EMA and 21 EMA very strongly. You did get one close under the 21, but not two, which is good. You didn't get two in a row. You only got one. So really never need to sell any of this off, and you could still be in it. So this was much ado about nothing for this one going sideways for a while. I like the lag line moving up, the green cloud, base over conversion, and price over the cloud. That's 4 out of 4. Let's go. That's the first one of those we've seen. A 4 out of 4 on the cloud and all moving averages. It hasn't happened a whole bunch, but this one has done it. Darn good luck. Darn good luck. I'm glad to see that thing come back. I know a lot of people had faith in that and were getting their butt kicked on it. Well, some people still may be down. I don't know. I never bought any. I never. Yeah. Nodes, man. Yeah. So anyway, failed the 200 moving average. Trying to stay over the 8 EMA for whale. This is moon whale. I can't even believe I'm charting this.
Damn. Come on, man.
God damn.
I know, but I'm charting it. It's what it is, right? I hate coins with the name moon in them. It's just such a bait and switch. It sounds so scammy, even if it's not. Anyway, you're still fighting the 8. I'd like to see it stay over. If it can't stay over, you have the 50 moving average down here. Technically not a sale yet, but also not something I would be rushing to buy. It's more of a watch and see moment. I'd like to see some more confirmations here for me to have a more confident ability to buy it. That's still too risky for me. Kip. All right. So this is one of those sketchy low cap alts. Over the what's actually under, you know what? This is going to be pretty easy. While this is consolidating and feeling good, like, oh, we're doing all right. Bands are getting tight, right? Yeah, I get it. Problem, it's under all the moving averages and throwing wicks. I need to see this over the 100 before I believe it. Till then,
Wrong.
nope, not yet. I'll wait and see on that one. It's still too risky for me. But hey, doesn't mean the potential isn't there. Just not on the chart yet. Whiff. This one's been ripping the last couple days. She was failing, and she got back to the 50 moving average. Not bad. Dude, that call just said telemarketer. I'm not answering that. What are you doing? Just over the 50 moving average is fine. I don't like that it got underneath the 821 EMA. If you're using the Reaper strategy, this was a 2/3 sale here, and then now we're getting another 821 cross. You're going to be rebuying one of your thirds. You'll be 2/3 in, and then waiting for one more close over the 8 EMA to have your solidified 3 out of 3. 200 moving average is still going to be the cap there at about $1.29, but one of the better looking ones we've seen. Can't deny it. ENA. Athena. All right. Stuck underneath the 58, 21, and 100. Sorry, not this one.
Bloody fuck you, bloody.
That's not going to get it. I'll just go ahead and hop off to the next one because that's not good enough. ABT. I'm only doing this because we haven't looked at this one in forever. And the person who attempted to tell me about it was very disingenuous about their intentions. And it was an attempt to make me look bad. And then I did end up looking bad. But it wasn't for the chart. It was looking bad for talking to him the way I did, I guess. I'm pretty blunt and direct with people. And when people try to have gotcha moments with me, I just pretty much dismiss you. And I probably pretty much dismissed him. Then he got all in his feelings and stuff and said I was emotional. And I wasn't emotional at all about it. I was just trying to explain that, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not having a I was right, I was wrong game with you. It's not what I do. But either way, I hope he took profits. If he didn't, whatever. Anyway, Arc Block had a couple great days back here. Look at that thing, shot straight up to the 200. Looked like it was going to get through. But Senseforth has failed, is now under the 50, 8, 21, and 200. Only has the 100 for support. It looks like it's going to test 0.81, which is where the 100 is, or it could hang out here and reverse up. One of the two is going to happen. I don't see a bunch of up yet because there's too much traffic in the way, but you could change my mind by getting over these 3 moving averages. What that person is going to say is, well, Keith, you told me it wasn't a buy. Way back here at the end of 2023, before everything went up, this one started right about the same time. It only took a couple days for it to get over the 8, 21, and 50, which was right here. It shot straight up as an arrow, and it was one of the top performers in crypto the entire time until I got all the way up here to got an 821 cross at the very tip top. Now, since then, it's been a bit of trouble, right? And you really got ugly all the way back here in April, where it dropped all the way back down to 0.43. Looks like it lost 80%. How much was that? Yeah, it lost 91% of its value on that fall. Kind of expected that, but that person wasn't going to listen to me about it, so I kind of just have to let people go sometimes and do it on their own. Hopefully, that person took profits. Let's see. All right, off to the next. This one's not quite there yet, right? ALX. I haven't done this one before, I don't think. Oh, this is on a DEX. You guys who request them for a DEX, please make sure that you let me know if it's a DEX or not, because everything I'm doing is on TradingView. If it's not on TradingView, I have to open up a special link to pull up a DEX to be able to chart it for you guys, because again, it's all charts for me, not feelings, right? Coins and this, that, and the other are teams, and I like this. No, I don't do any of that. It's all subjective. I don't do any of that. All right, pull it up here. Log mode. Oh, this looks terrible. Yeah, this is dead and sideways for the time being. Not a lot to report on this one. You're underneath all the moving averages. You're still in a bit of a downtrend right here. I need this to break out of that white line. Once it breaks out of that white line, the opinions kind of change a little bit, but that'll also be right about the time when it breaks the 821 and 50 that I don't even have on there. But they'll be there, right? If I add them on the chart, you would see them, but not quite good enough. Not terrible, like I thought at first. Not quite good enough either. So it needs a little bit more time. All right. Next. Still working? Yeah, we still working. Everything's still working. Maybe. Yeah, I think TradingView's YouTube's just a little behind, but it's okay. All right, PLI, plug in. I remember when the downfall of this started. Whew. All right, so trying to get over the 8, that's a good sign, but it's under everything else. I need to see more improvement here. Unfortunately, with these low cap alts, they're very, very risky when it comes to picking the right spot, because the knife could just keep falling. And as you see, man, this thing is just falling. Rapid falling knife, right? Until we get back over these moving averages, it's a no for me. I don't trust it enough. Dynex. All right, MEXC. Okay, cool. So Dynex over the 50, 100, 8, 21. I'm a little scared about that wick right there that it just threw on the daily. But flip to the weekly, she's still got some more juice to the 21 moving average on the weekly, which is at 0.085. That will come down slowly. Note that that's in between the 100 and the 200 moving average. It's pretty much dead in between those two. So that would be my first thought, would be that level. And then after that, the 200 moving average slightly above. But you may have this thing sit here and slowly creep up. It just might be that way. Low cap alts tend to happen in such a fashion. But I like that this chart's popped up like this. It's definitely not a sale. I'm just a little suspicious of that wick on the top of that. I don't like that one. PYR. 5 more minutes. We're plugging along, doing pretty well. Vulcan Forge, this one's a no every way, shape, and form. It's under everything. I need massive improvements right there. TAL. All right, so TAL still stuck under the moving averages here on the 50, but underneath the 100. I'm sorry, on the 50, but underneath the 200, the 8, and the 21. Not quite got over the hump. Not quite got there, right? It's close. But I do like the fact that it's that support. So while it is sketchy, it's a no, but a very close no. This could change by Thursday. You need to keep a close eye on this one, because if this bounces, then it's a yes one day later, right? So it's right on the edge of making its mind up. I think it's the wrong day to make a decision, though. If that makes sense. For me, it would be the wrong day to make a decision. Let's see. I missed a couple you guys were asking for. Yeah, right there. I'll see if I can do these. I already did Dynex, PYR, plug-in, Evernote, EVR. All right. What the hell? There we go. So she's shucked up over the 200. Now it's fallen back under the 200. Over the 8, though. Right? That's good, but not quite good enough. Still stuck. Weekly, not bad. Back testing the weekly moving averages. It's not terrible, right? I mean, it's not a sale. Problem is, you got to take profit look here, where this thing shot up and started to kind of roll back, where it may have a little bit of a falling knife. But if it can hang on to the EMA and get back over that 200, that will be fine. Technically not a sale, but gosh, I don't know if I'd be sprinting to buy it since it's pinned underneath the 200 moving average like that. You know what I mean? I like it to be above the 200, not under. That's a little sketchy, right? All right, probably the last one, grass. All right, so unfortunately for grass, you're underneath the 100, underneath the 50. You got the 821 pushing down, the 200 moving average bearing down, and it's throwing a pretty ugly wick. This might flatten out and come down, but I don't see it shooting up rapidly. All these moving averages are out of order and kind of knotted up. They're going to need some time to untie. And this thing's been a very, very aggressive mover up and down. It may need to find its medium spot in here somewhere. The weekly's underneath the EMAs too. That's not good enough. That's unfortunately not good enough. It tried. It kind of failed though. I think that's all of them. Yeah, I think that's it. Goodness gracious, man. Look. You get on here and you don't realize how fast time flies, but that's been about 40 minutes. We got through all those charts that I had written down. That's crazy, people. That's crazy. We had 230 people watching for a Tuesday afternoon. Pretty darn good. I specifically set these streams up for people over in England to be able to watch, because I know you guys in Europe don't get to see it as much, because late night crypto for y'all is a little different, right? So it's, it's an easier time for you guys to watch at this time in the day. Plus, it's 420. I mean, come on. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you being here. We have another show live Thursday, same place, X, YouTube. I'll have clips uploaded after. All of our normal stuff. Come hang out, see what we do. Except it'll be Crypto After Dark, which is a little bit more fun because it's late at night and all the kids are away. Thank y'all for watching. Could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. I appreciate that. For real. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. And remember, no one else told you today. Keith will be the person to tell you. Keith loves you. All right? Y'all be good, man. I'll see y'all on the next stream. Sky's the limit. Peace.